Hello fans of Moshpit Passion, my name is Kayo, right next to me the guys of Sonata Arctica, and we will talk about their new record. Guys, today it's the 1st of July, it's summertime, and you release a record which is called, I hope I say it right, Talviyö, which is the English word for winter night. So how annoying is that to talk about winter and night during the summer period?
It's pretty much the same thing as writing a Christmas song at this time of year, which you have to do if you want to release a Christmas song around Christmas. Now is the time to write the Christmassy lyrics. So it is as much fun. No, the thing is that it's only the kind of the image side, the visual side of the album that is really wintry. The album itself, it's apart from the first track, A Message from the Sun, which is kind of bound a little bit on the cover, being a winter song, all about the mythology surrounding Northern Lights. But other than that, the album is just normal variety of songs, and not really connected or bound to the visual side of the album per se.
So the new record is also your 10th record in 20 years. Actually, I know the band before was founded in 1996, but do you sometimes reflect yourself, reflect your music and goals which you achieved, and thinking, damn, 20 years a band, our 10th record, I don't know, every single record went gold in our home country?
Sometimes, I suppose, you know. I haven't had time to do that, but exactly. maybe like soon now would be a good time to sit down and
we are
just
quite busy all the time. Touring and recording, so but yeah.
Do you plan maybe to celebrate your 10th record or 20th anniversary in a way?
Probably not. We are really bad with celebrating or doing such things. We didn't celebrate 10 years of Sonata Arctica. When Ecliptica was 15 years old, we released this like remake of the album. That wasn't our idea.
From Wikipedia Blast, I know.
So, but we celebrated it in that way, and also toured with the album, playing the whole album through on the tour, and it was fun. But other than that, I'm pretty sure that we just missed totally the anniversary of Ecliptica. We'll be on tour somewhere, and okay. So it was yesterday.
So what about maybe, because I'm a vinyl collector, that you planning to release a big vinyl box with all of your record? Is that maybe a possibility in the future, or is it something what you say, vinyl, we don't know?
Funny enough, day before yesterday, we actually talked with the label boss about this thing. He started talking about it, so there's like strong possibility that such thing will happen someday. And I really hope would be wonderful to have all the album.
Definitely. In one box would be great. But let's come back to your record. What I see in common is over the last years that Scandinavian bands are giving their records names in their home language. So why don't you call your record Winter Night? Why do you call it Talviyö? Is there a special deeper meaning behind that?
Well, this is a Finnish name, Talviyö, and it's like you said, it actually means Talviyö, winter night. So there's no special meaning. It was just the title we needed to have for the album, because I hated the idea of harvesting the X in a way as in the name, or the 10th or something like we had on the 9th hour, and being the 9th album. But I didn't walk that path. I didn't want to go there anymore. We did it with the previous album. So the only thing that is suggesting that this is our 10th album is the shooting stars on the cover that is the X. You
answered one of my questions of the interview, because I was saying the stars are crossing, and I thought that it's too obvious. There is a deeper meaning, and of course there's an X which stands for record number 10.
But other than that, we didn't want to use the fact that it's a 10th album in any way there. So we just, when we finally had the artwork chosen and what we want to have there, we just had a little bit of conference about what we want to have there, ping-ponging some ideas, whether to have an English name or Finnish name, and everybody were inclined to think that the Finnish name would be nice. So one of the options was just Talvi, winter, which would have been easier maybe to say for a lot of people, but as we are Sonata Arctica, we never take the easy route to do anything, and try to offer a curveball in music and in art in general.
I mean, it's
that Talviyö, it's more difficult to pronounce, and I'm really looking forward to hear, like the North American folk, see how they pronounce it, and then Talviyö.
For me, it's interesting because if I see the record title, I have to do research. Usually also do streaming, etc. It's like you consuming music all the time. So we have something where you say, "Hey, what's that? What's the meaning?" So people are taking more focus on the record and also on the lyrics, and is there a deeper meaning? It's also what I mentioned before. Some Scandinavian bands, especially, are doing that they are taking record title in their home language, like Soilwork did. It's interesting, and let's stick to the artwork, what you told. The photographer is called Ernie Viljanen, and you said the band wanted a photorealistic picture of it. What can you tell us about the photographer? I mean, the picture, where was it taken? Taken, yeah.
That is a question I can't answer. I need to ask only about it. But for a long time already on the previous albums, I was hoping and dreaming that I want to have a actual photo on the cover, and this time I was really adamant about it. I'm sure that now we're gonna make it happen, and finally I was able to. We were able to find Ernie Viljanen, who only lives like 100 kilometers south from Kemi,
that's
where
close.
we are based. Yeah, and he's been awarded with the title of World Champion of Photography and Editing multiple times in certain categories.
I saw his picture. It's amazing. All his Photoshop skills, incredible.
Yeah, it's like amazing, and we were really impressed. And I contacted him, and he agreed. And I chose like few wintry photos from his one winter folder, and then we talked about what kind of edits we want to have there.
Yeah.
And those photos, they were daytime photos. So they were like, I can turn them into the night, no problem at all. And hey, on the cover photo, which we had to choose as well, this will make the best cover, I think. And let's put the the stars crossing there. I had like the idea ready, and of course we need to have something else. So we always have the wolf and the ravens as well, and the moon. We need to have moon. We didn't have the moon in the photo originally, and so we put that there. And I think it came out beautifully. It's wonderful. The whole booklet is really beautiful. All the photos are like in the same vein from the same sessions, different trees and scenery.
Nice.
So, beautiful.
So when was for you the point clear that you want, let me say, come up with the idea and the theme of Winter Night, of your songwriting or recording? I don't know, how did you work? Maybe you can tell us a bit about the songwriting, song development, how it was, and when you came up with the concept and idea.
This is not a concept album. I don't think we don't have any concept albums. There are certain songs probably on each album that are somewhat bound together. When I get excited about certain thing, I tend to write a few songs and play with the idea with many songs there, and that's the case also with this album. The songwriting process, I don't know, depending on how I want to think, it might might be that I started writing the album like maybe 6 or 7 years ago, or with some songs, and they've been just on the back burner, on the drawer. They're waiting for the final moment where I actually know what to do with those songs. And but finally, early last year, 2018, I really seriously started writing the songs, and we went in the studio early September last year, and on mid of the month, I think, and by laying down the basic tracks live, like drums and bass, and partially also the guitars. So that was the idea, to give this certain, I don't know, groove or feeling and touch to the album?
Touch. Yeah, it took maybe 6 weeks when we were recording the basic tracks for the album. But then we had a break from the studio, and we had to go for the acoustic tour. And before that, you did the Christmas thing. And
For more than a month.
yeah, so
Breaks.
so we were back in the studio this spring, right? March, April, yeah, something like that. And you did the missing vocals and we did the mixing and
Orchestration.
yeah.
There's a lot of work to do, and in that sense, the acoustic tour was no good.
No.
I could have definitely used the time with the album, but you know, definitely it was something that we wanted to do and needed to do, and it was great. It was fantastic, the acoustic thing, and I really want to do more of that in the future.
Definitely. I saw it on the internet. All the people were excited,
Yeah.
your fans, and also what I really like when, let me say, heavy rock or metal bands giving their original songs a different clothing, like a dress,
Exactly.
you know, and completely fine, definitely. And I hope that we German fans can see this in some kind of
And for us, it really works really well, because always the Sonata Arctica songs, they are based on a melody.
On your record cover, you show a part of your country, a part of the surrounding of your city, and I want to ask, where in your hometown can you enjoy an interesting winter night? Is it like the snow castle, or maybe around the Kemijoki River, or is it even a nice place around the Bottenvik National Park?
Any of those would do on a right night, when you have the northern lights up there and it's cold. You know, when you have like -20 or something, and it's the weather is clear and you can see the stars and everything. You should wander away from the city lights. You know, you get so many more stars then, because there's so much light pollution. But you know, wandering around it, like the Kemijoki River, and seeing the countryside and the stars and the northern lights, and then sleeping in the snow castle, I suppose that would make a beautiful package for many people.
So for all viewers out there, if they want to visit Kemi or Finland, they can do a small road trip with all three all three important I don't know the English name at the moment, if you're sightseeing, sightseeing stations, so they can do it. And so I'm a person who is very visually, I'm art director of my own magazine, like you see, I'm talking about the record cover a lot. I'm very interesting. So what about your live production? Do we have maybe plans to bring that record cover on your stage? Because I don't know if you saw Avantasia or Nightwish, they're bringing trees and small hills. And if I see your band live on stage and the record cover, I mean, would be perfect to see, you know, a black backdrop, and there's a moon and also some snow, and that would be perfect imagery. Do you have maybe some thoughts about that, to do that live? Is there anything? Do you plan something like that?
We already have the backdrop.
Yeah.
You know, it's the album cover is there.
The backdrop.
It's gonna be
Fake snow.
Yeah, something like this, of course.
fake
because
trees and
something like
actual
that.
reindeer and wolves.
So I want to talk about the music from your point of view. What would you say is different than the two records before? Because I think every second record is for a band a closing cycle, and there's also something new where bands said, hey, we have to do something completely new. But I want to know your opinion, your vision, your statement about that.
I think generally I would like to think, and I hope I am right, that we now have 3 albums that are somewhat in line together. Pariah's Child, The Ninth Hour, and now Talviyö. because Stone's Her Name, that was like one of totally different albums. You can't connect these albums together in that sense. It was an adventure in a different direction. But of course, each of these 3 albums, they are different, and you can recognize the difference when you listen to the albums. You can't. I haven't actually tried it, but you might be able to mix the songs however you like between the albums, and it would still sound like somewhat similar. Albeit the last album, Talviyö, it's the sound and the way we record it is it's probably going to be the thing that it's gonna stand out in that way, like more natural sort of album. And I think, and I hope, and I sort of know also that it's gonna stand much better the test of time because of that. Because usually you can, when you are following a trend and going with the current soundscape and whatever, and give it 10 years and you're gonna that it sounds awful. How did anybody like that sound back in the day? You can tell it by the kick drum sounds or whatever and the thing. But I think this is more, I don't know, somewhat traditional sounding album. And in that sense, it's something new for Sonata Arctica.
That is right. Yes.
Definitely, because you released a new single which is called A Little Less Understanding, and like you said, it's more traditional. And what are the lyrics about? What is the meaning behind that song?
Well, my perception of the lyrics, which is just one way of seeing it, and what I had in mind when I wrote it, is about. It's sort of a sequel to I Have a Right from Stone's Her Name, which is about, raising your child the right way. And this is in the same vein, but not so much how you treat your child or mistreat, actually, but like how there is like the way that you're giving your child too much, you are spoiling them. And this is maybe more about that side of things, and you should open your children some doors to make their life easier, but you should also close some doors or put some boundaries that they need to go through themselves to learn the certain values in life,
so that they have to figure out the right balance, that you don't annoy your kids with like do's and don'ts, that just say, hey, make your own experience, but I give you the advice as a father, don't do that, or please do that.
Yeah,
nice.
Give your child a chance to make certain decisions on their own, but make all the really important ones for them up until the point they are like grown up and like experienced enough to make them themselves. Because you don't have to make every mistake by yourself.
Okay.
That's something we need to guard the children from.
Definitely interesting theme. But do we have maybe other themes from your point of view which you want to talk about? I know you have a lot of tracks on a new record and every song is special, but do you have something, a specific song, a specific lyric where you say, hey, this is a interesting story which I want to talk about?
Well, I think there are like 3 songs that are somehow entwined together. Storm the Armada, Who Failed the Most, and Demon's Cage. Those songs, in certain way, they have the same theme, which is about it's about this planet, who leads it, and where it all will end. Because it's really important that people vote for the right leaders, because they will be the persons pulling the strings at the end of the day, and we are responsible for the choices that we make when we put the number on the ballot. Choose the leader, and you can ask, our children may ask themselves the question that, okay, who failed us the most at the end of the day someday, and that's it's a touching thing, and you should think about it, and you should vote, because otherwise the wrong leaders may reign, and there's no future for this planet. And it's also environmental issue, especially with certain leaders on this planet.
That's interesting because our magazine also, I don't want to say we are left wings, but we are very straight in specific political views, and also, like you said about your previous song, Little Less Understanding, we don't dictate people, hey, that's good or that's not good. We just say, hey, if you ask us, we don't do that, or we do that, but we don't push this view on other people. So it's always interesting that bands have a clear message or giving some kind of advice or leading path. It's very cool. And what I want to talk about was back when we talked about the artwork and the photographer, because until now there are no pre-orders online of your record, which means the people can't see what kind of media will you release. Usually Nuclear Blast will release a vinyl, digibook, and also some kind of limited edition. You said something about the book with pictures. Is that something that you will pick up, I don't know, in a limited edition box or digibook? Can you tell something about that?
Well, the book with pictures, that's probably the booklet, that,
yeah.
The album normal sleeve, that what you have there, with the lyrics and everything. You know, we actually chose the way that you have the picture and it's on its own, and then have a lyric side of thing, so you can see all the pictures clearly and read the lyrics clearly. I think that was the right thing to do in this case, at least. And I know that we're gonna release a vinyl version of the album anyways, and I don't know, I'm sure Nuclear Blast will surprise us with some weird format or some weird way. You know, it would be great to have some special thing that you cannot fit on your shelf in any way. But we'll see about that. There's still
our last question is about our magazine, because we are called Moshpit Passion, and always our artists have the last word, you can say, and they are telling something about their first, last, or crazy moshpit experience or story, if they have something to tell. Maybe you have a nice story from your teenager years, or maybe where you stand on the stage from a band perspective, look down on, I don't know, the Wacken festival, and you were like, dude, that's completely crazy. Do you have maybe something to tell?
I haven't spent all that much time in the audience, you know, in front and like raving around, and the mosh pit is not my environment at all. No, I'm too calm. But I remember back in '97 in Oulu, a show, the Stradivarius show, on their Visions tour. I was like totally mad about the band. It's like amazing thing, and I got in the front row, and I was like, oh, I can see the guys in there playing, and I managed to get Jörg's drum stick, and he threw it from the air and pull it down, and people were trying to grab it from my hand, and I just forced it down and put it under my shirt, and that, like, and then got signature from everybody. After the show. I stayed there, and it's like, whoa. And that was my best near mosh pit experience, I suppose.
Do you have still the drumstick?
Yes, of course I have it.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was a great moment for me. Of course, you know, I've got to know Jörg since, and we've toured and everything, and he's been our tour manager. Yeah. Which is really weird, like, especially for Tommy, our drummer. You know, Jörg being his idol and everything, and then one day he realized that, Jörg, can you get me my dirty socks from the bus, because I need them? You know, sure, like, have such thing happen to you, and it's crazy world.
Definitely.
But you know, that's what tour managers do. They manage things, and that was a thing he needed to go on stage. So.
Crazy.
I have been stage diving.
Yeah.
Like this must have been early '90s or something like that. But, it was some death metal show in Finland, and might be maybe Napalm Death was playing, and I was stage diving, and nobody did not catch me, so I fell on the concrete floor, and my knees hurt quite bad. I had to crawl to the away from there.
Oh man.
And but I survived. Bones, everything is
so thank you very much for your time for the interview. Maybe you want to say anything to your audience. You can do it now. Some last words.
Moshpit Passion people, hope you check out the forthcoming Sonata Arctica album. Talviyö and C1 tour. I've been missing you guys. It's going to be fun.
Nice words. I want to say September 6th, new record will be out on Nuclear Blast. Support that band, support that record. Check their on Facebook, Instagram, leave a comment, and of course would be kind if you also follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and please buy our new magazine, which is out now. The next one with that band will be out by the end of September. So guys, see you next time. Bye. Freunde, ich hoffe, euch hat das Interview gefallen. Damit ihr keine Videos verpasst, abonniert unseren Channel. Auf unserem Kanal findet ihr noch weitere interessante Interviews mit namhaften Bands. Schaut euch auch auf unserer Facebook-Seite herum, wo wir exklusiven Content wie interessante Beiträge, Konzertfotos oder Videos uploaden. Auf unserer Webseite www.moshpitpassion.de findet ihr CD-Reviews, Konzertfotos, Konzertberichte, Interviews und vieles mehr.